How's it going, family? It's yeah, it's May 14th. It's what? I think it's like 1:30 around there. Um it's kind of crazy what just happened. Uh the thing is the spiritual realm. Uh you talk about it, and it's like, its correspondence doesn't have uh direct, visual evidence, you know. Um but I told God that I wasn't gonna do any street evangelism today. Um, but I'm gonna go downtown for a certain thing. But you know, there's there's one thing, and one thing I don't respect, and there's you know it's it's hard because it's to interpret what it's not hard, but it's hard to come to terms. Uh, it's really not. It's but this particular thing, it's I'm trying to have it settle with myself. Um, there's these kids, uh, and it's just that there's kids, and I realize that I'm interacting with the body. You know, I was at I was at a gas station, and you see people move, and they're moved by things. And spiritual realm, you see that people are unwittingly moved. Like they'll go this place or they'll go that place. I firmly believe that. There's something that affects people, and it's directs our movement. It doesn't control us. But I was at this gas station, um, 20, 30 minutes, and then these you know this group of, I mean, I don't know how many cars there were, maybe 15, 20, maybe there's 40 kids. Um, but I don't know, they were just, how do I, uh, how do I make sense of my movement? I was just sitting there, and they just had, such a presence, and then if something does, then usually I feel moved to be a presence for him. And being what it was, I there were two groups. There were two groups of them, and they were just doing what they were doing. They were just being kids, and but I realized that I'm still interacting with, uh, you know, they still have. I mean, obviously they, you know, you have you have you have a tendency to be naive, foolish, to cater to a person to another person, you're more susceptible to be to be codependent, to care what's just to move to satisfy what's another person's evaluation of you. And I was how I move, I and it's like you stand for one thing, and that's the only thing that matters. But we cater to this so much, family, where we try to care what somebody thinks, what somebody thinks about you, what somebody thinks about us, and that's with them. And I saw it so much, and what that is really. How can you just have that, and it is false. And the thing is that's what I observed with them when I was there. And granted, these are just kids. um I think I there's I say that this spiritual realm moves because I think my movement was correct the first time. And then I'll elaborate on this. Not close quick. Just talk about this quick, but because I'll just get out what I have to talk about, I guess. um you know what's in my movement. What I did made sense. What I did was, like I said, there's two groups, and I went and stood maybe 10-15 feet away from each group for maybe like a minute each. And um I just stood there and just kind of, I was there, and I just kind of watched them. And they caught on. They kind of got that I was there. One was kind of like mocking how I was standing. And then but they were just kind of going on about their business. I stood there for a little bit just to make just to make a point. you know uh you have uh you have groups, and you have like these um people in society. We can gather and to exclude, and you're like, okay, but look at the circle. Those It's including everybody in the circle. But I'd argue it doesn't, family. You know what, the thing that happens in society is false. It really is. None of us really. I'd argue that what we have between uh what we have what we have in society isn't substantial. What's between, what's in those circles. And it's that's why I move against it. And the thing is, my movements, and I'll elaborate on this, and you put this together. It would be by and large missed. The thing is you would see how I moved, family, and you just construe it as just crazy, just absolutely just crazy. Okay, I was standing there. I watched this. But I watched this group for like I said, maybe, I don't know, I would just say a minute. And then I moved to the other one, stood there, watched them. And then there's a brother that approached me. And he said, wait, you're that preacher. And, but the thing is, how he went about it, of course, is to mock. And like everybody's there. The thing is, you mock, you mock the there's two things that work. The thing is, it says, if you cause one of these little ones that stumbles me to, or one of these little ones that believes in me to stumble, then it's better than a millstone is hung around your neck and you're cast in the sea. I live, family. There's nothing more of good. There's nothing deeper that's good than being a piece to influencing somebody to move closer to Him or to come to Him. But his brother, he approached me and he said, "Wait, you're the preacher. Can I shake your hand?" You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I was like, I really didn't say much. There's nothing to say. But what do you maintain? Then what's the response to that? I really didn't say much, and I think I went inside, and then I came back out, and I was like, to that brother, I was like, what I do, I'm mocked, and essentially, I was like, he's like, oh no, that's not, and I said, it's no, you can mock me, and then I don't know if I went back inside. I think that I maybe said, I am mocked. I am mocked. But then I went back in and I felt moved to go back out. And the thing is, I told God that I wasn't gonna, evangelize. I wasn't gonna, the thing is, you don't cast pearls either. You don't. These are all same-created brothers and sisters, but you don't. If there's a certain environment, you don't introduce, the truth. You just, you sit down with the brother or sister and you approach them with it. But, collective is only gonna mishandle, the truth. It's just gonna have, what they think is a consensus, and they're just gonna act on that. So they're all just, even if it's not in their heart, they're all gonna take up mishandling it and taking the worldly position of just being against it. So I came back out. I said, what did I say? Oh, because as I took off of me them mocking. I said I laugh. And I just went around like, just like running at like, from running around like it kind of aimlessly, like, saying, I laugh, I laugh, I laugh, I laugh, like just yelling that. And the thing is, there's a separation from like true reality, family. A person can draw back, and you're like, I, if I had a certain mind, I'd be like, wow, like I just, I just completely just destroyed my societal image, and therefore I should just destroy myself. But the thing is, family, you draw back. I just went, I laugh. I just, and I think it's plain enough that you could draw what that was, a connection to what that was. And just that, he talked about mocking. And Um, and the thing is, it's up to each brother and sister to on their own when they're away from each other to just it's obviously not about me, but I made a solid point that I removed myself from societal position. I removed myself from this place, family. Like, you could just remove yourself from it and then just be honest with things. See that I threw myself away. That's what that was. I felt good after I left. I was like, wow, that's I felt good in a certain respect because I wasn't spineless in the face of this place is mine. I'm not against those young ones. They're foolish, and I wouldn't expect them to. The thing is, I know how foolish I was, and you could call me foolish for my actions. Just now. I don't know if God will throw me away. I don't know. I don't. But I don't believe it. I believe in my movement. I believe in my movement, and it's for each brother and sister to separate on their own. Just to see. Okay, it's not necessarily about an evaluation to me, but just to see exactly what that was. I laugh, and I think I kind of completed the sentence. I came back around and met them again. Not like that, in a different place in a different time, and that's how like hell must be working. But I'm kind of shook because it's like what in the world did I just do? But at the same time, it's that you draw back and see things clearly, and that's not what it is. I gotta believe. It's I'm having a strong pull. Like, what did you just do? But at the same time, I I don't. I'm not given to that. I'm not given to that mind. And I went around. Like I said, I laugh. I said, and that was going off of me saying to him, I do what I do, and I'm mocked. And the thing is, I think I was maintaining what I do. That I don't care what people think. That's not what it is. If you think that I'm a cater to your little thing that you got going here, and it's removed from you. I'm not talking about like inherently your thing. I'm not talking about what is your nature that you're born with, or even deeper than that, like what is your essence of being human. What's at your very core that is your essence that uh, that's separate from this, that I was speaking against, that I was moving against when I was doing what I was doing. These people, any people that you move into in the midst of, in society, like these groups, there is love there, but it's separate from that, family. You don't have it in this in society when you're acting. In society when you're projecting and you're trying to maintain something with the collective. You have it when it's between, when you're with people that you know and you love. And of course, that's intermixed with that. But there's another thing there, family. And it also produced, it produced a fruit that interacted with me when I was there, because you saw them take that up. They were against how I was out there. They were mocking, or they were attempting to mock what is. But the thing is, they're going to do that. They're going to do that anyways. The only thing that I'm struggling with, is that I diminished. And the thing is, I can't. The thing is, if somebody does something, they fall on their own. It's you cannot diminish what is in the least. If I do something, then it's on me, and everything that is remains. You know what I'm saying? I fall on my own. Anything that's good in me is not of my nature, is by Him. But So, that's the only thing. It's is that, I did separate myself, and I did diminish my, capacity just to be a vessel for the truth and what is, to be, uh, just that. And, I did that. I went around, I laughed. And then I went back inside again. We were at a gas station, by the way. And I was parked at a pump, and they were kind of parked all around me. And these are just young kids. You can tell they have, they're trying to show off for each other. They're, I would argue that maybe, many of them, obviously they're young. They haven't found themselves. And the thing is, thinking about it right now, then what is the proper place trying to move? The thing is, you can only move so much, and there's maybe less of a proper place around kids because, anybody has to come on their own. But, I guess I'm not going to talk about, I think that as a kid, you're more predisposed to be confused. And, it's just that. I think that, it's harder to connect then. But then I stood there. I went in the gas station. I stood. After I went around and said I laugh. They were like, okay, let's get out of here. Let's go. And it's good. When it's you take the summation of, and you just turn it into a very plain interaction. I said I didn't care. And they said, okay, let's get out of here. So I stood by the door. And I just stood there and watched them leave. And there was maybe, I don't think there was 20 vehicles. Maybe there was like 15. And they just left, and I just watched them. Now the thing is, these are kids too. Like, what are you doing? And I get that. But the thing is, at the same time, these are young adults. And I'm not standing against them. I'm standing against, I stand against what they can be consumed by. And the thing is, maybe it takes a duration, but I got to believe that they have, the capacity, I got to believe first in my movement. And then I got to believe that they'll have the capacity for everything to draw out and for them to see, the true movement of the thing. That's all that's maintained is the truth. If they ever did hear me, and just to see someone that truly doesn't care about their image in this place, because that's what I'm throwing away, family. That's my exact movement. Family, our life, this place is an illusion. And you're like, okay, you're on the losing side. I don't know who's going to take that up, but that's plain. The deepest part of us is what's in us, and that's our life that doesn't discontinue. But it's not removed from us to have sensitivity to the reality of that. Like, we know that our life continues on. Like, it's not removed from us. Like, we understand that there's an afterlife. But so I went and I told God that what I was gonna do. And so I went to this place. I think I saw maybe some of the kids up there. And then I went to this gas station, and I saw there was this drunk man on the way, and then there was another drunk man there. And I believe spirits and alcohol, family. And you're gonna sit and talk about something, and it has no validity. But family, spiritual realm's real. And I believe that alcohol makes you more susceptible to things influencing you. And so I believe This is my interpretation, family. There was a drunk man there, and I told, they were approaching me. Can you get me a can? And I told them that, I come from alcohol and drugs, and I said, I don't want to do this now. I want to get you poison. And I said, our Creator, He can remove you from that, whatever you're dealing with. They told me a couple things that happened. This specific brother told me how he was talking about, taking his life. And I tried to talk him through it, tried to tell him that, you don't belong to yourself. You belong to God, and He loves you. He loves us. Like, He's seen your whole entire life. Like, whatever you think that you have or don't have, like, He loves you. But the short story is, you saw something like move in him. He was drunk, and you saw something like move in him. He was like, oh, can you get me this? Can you get me a can? Can you get me a can? Can you get them that? And I didn't even understand how he was or why he was asking me. But because I don't even think it was about money wise. I don't understand. So but you saw something shift in him. And then he was like, oh, well, can you give me a ride? And now, family, you understand that the spirit realm can be over here. It can be there. It can be in this person. And those kids that I talked about earlier, they weren't there when I was there. When this drunk man asked me this drunk brother asked me to give him a ride, and then something like shifted him. Like, he was going on this certain line of conversation. Then he was like, "Oh, wait, can you give me a ride?" So when we got back, guess who's there? No, this is, I don't know how removed in town this is. It's a different part of town. So those kids were, they were at this place, and then like the same group of kids, maybe a lesser number of vehicles, they were at this gas station, and that was like 15 minutes removed from that, and I wouldn't have been there. I wouldn't, I was going to go to the bathroom, and then I was going to go about, I was going to go and do what I was going to do. But family, you see something, and it's I believe, I'm gonna say it. You're like, go ahead, go off that. That's on you. But I think it's probably 50-50 that, hell moved things to happen as they did. That's those kids, where I left off the first time. I said, the thing is, hell only wants to kill us, family. And you're like, well, I need to handle it. I need the tangible, thing in front of me, and then I'll accord. Then that'll be part of my reality. The thing is, family, if you want to cover your eyes, hell is real. Hell is real. Devils are real. Evil spirits are, like the spiritual realms, are real, family, and it wants to twist you and it wants to kill you. And you're like, why? God is good. Why would He allow that? The thing is, we have to allow that, family. This media, this reality, things are a part of this reality because they can be a part of this reality. They're an option. Therefore, we have to pass through what could be. You understand? Because that could constitute who we are. If we take that up, then that's what we choose. We choose that as part of us. That's why this is limited, because this is merely this a short definition. I've thought about this. I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm like I'm not saying I'm sharp or anything. I'm not. But I think this is plain. I've had this as a meditation, and I haven't come to anything that's clear what existence is. Is that this existence is just a medium to actualize ourselves, and that's what it is, and there's nothing deeper like I said, your brothers and sisters will call me foolish. But the thing is, as long as I don't diminish or I don't negate anything with them, and really I don't have any power. No one has power to negate anything between an individual and God. But the thing is, there is glorifying Him too, and then there is bringing shame. Really, and like I said, one falls on their own because it's clear to see what is of God and what is not. So a person that doesn't go backwards and reflect or modify the truth in His name. That's not how it works. A person falls on their own. They merely separate themselves from Him because they, or superficially, in a way, because if a person does something, that's of their self. And then you say, well, if he's with you, then how can it happen? We can still move apart from Him. But that's as long as I'm struggling with the family. But the thing is, I can't go back, and I got to move forward. I believe in my movement, but the second time, the thing is, I'm not sure. I'm not concerned with what is perceived as being foolish, but there's true foolishness too. And the thing is, I seek to treat each individual, every free will bearing being, every same created person with an integrity, and I don't intend to infringe on that. And I seek to not infringe on that. I don't respect societal boundaries, though. But my movement doesn't have to make sense according to the world's operation. But in the bigger picture, it has to. Otherwise, what am I doing? I should just be dead. If I'm not doing good, if I'm not trying to move for Him, for others. But the second time that I came, there were a few kids. I was about to leave. There were a few kids that were kind of approaching. And then they were kind of like deterred because I was already in my truck and they were like, no. So I got out. I went to, they were saying something because I drove by. I'm not going to be a coward. I'm not going to hide, family. And you're like, these are kids. Yeah, I know. And, but at the same time, it's removed from being anything. If we have enough sense, really, I'm just talking, I'm just in the presence of, just many brothers and sisters that have their own individual minds, it's, and they have enough in them to, understand, to perceive and reason, and, but, so I passed them, and they were kind of mocking. But the thing is, you're like, I'm not trying to maintain anything with myself, but at the same time, I'm trying to maintain that, I'm not a coward. And that's one thing I am trying to maintain. And you're like, it's grouped with exactly what you're trying to stand against. It could be argued, but the thing is, family, it's you gotta I do believe, family. It's I think that if I am a coward, if I am cowardice, family, then it does diminish me being a vehicle for them. If I'm perceived for them, for, being a voice for the truth. If I'm perceived as that, then I think it does diminish my, capacity to be a voice for him and for the truth. For us, to us. It's all just, we're all just, parts of a whole. And everything's connected to everything, and everything, and you're like, it's, that's a harebrained, philosophy. That's like a cliche thing, but no, it is true. I there's different things at work. Uh, there's necessitated realities, and there's sacrifice, and there's different things, but it's according to what every person has in front of them. And when God does have an intended way for us, and with exposure, it is modifying. And everything has happened according to what is in the to the way that this reality has to be. But anyways, so I parked at a pump, because I was just trying to maintain that family, and and I'm trying to talk myself through this too, family, because I don't want to lose myself for him. That's what I'm worried about, family. So I'm trying to make sense of my movement, because I believe in my movement. To be honest, I'm a little bit shook in my last thing, though. Because I believe that I crossed the line. There's a line that's that's perceived folly, and then then it's just a matter of them seeing that it's not folly later on their own, when they're removed from the collective that turns each individual into something that they're not. But then there's true folly. Then there's this true, like, straight fool. And so the thing is I think I may have went into that, family. I think I was just the second time around. I think I was just a fool. And because I got out, and I went up to him, and I said, I just wanted to know, did you want to talk to me? Did you guys want to talk to me? Because it looked like you guys wanted to talk to me. And then they're like, no, and again, I realized that I'm talking to an invalid thing. I'm talking to a collective, and I'm not talking to the individuals. So there's a certain kind of interaction there, and it's structured different. You don't talk, you're not approaching them, with in a certain way, because you can't, because they're modified by each other. You know what I'm saying? You can't approach their heart. You can be honest. You can disrespect, and there's a place for this. You can disrespect, societal boundaries and societal norms, because they don't serve the individuals. And that's exactly what I was seeking to do, family. That's my movement. That's not my movement. That's way removed from my movement. But that goes with it. That's not observing societal norms and societal boundaries, because that isn't going to preserve us. We're going to die, and that will have not done a damn thing for us. But I said, then I came back out, and it just didn't feel right. And I don't know if pride is making me a fool, but it just didn't feel right. So I went back out, and I said, I just want to make sure, that you guys didn't want to talk to me. And then I don't know, somebody said something, and you're like, you have no you have no business, you have no place, you're so emotionally driven, and you have no business talking to anybody about anything. The thing is I don't know what it was. I can't recall what the person said, but it just felt proper. Uh, but you know what I think what I said next is I don't know. There was like a two things that happened in between. But then I said, and like one was talking, another one would say something, and I said, and I told God I wasn't gonna do, uh, street evangelism. I told him that I wasn't going to today, but I felt like I had to at that point. I said that I don't. Uh, I think that we're kind of mocking uh, what I do, and the thing is, I have to maintain it for their sake, family. That's exactly what that is. I'm trying to make sense of what is actually at hand. You're sitting here playing this game, and you're of course you're a young fool. You're sitting here playing this game. I get it. It's by God's grace that I'm not playing that game. And you're like, well, what are you doing? And I'd challenge you to look a little closer if you are listening to me and you are seriously asking that question. Then challenge. I'm not trying to validate anything that I'm doing, my exact movement, but what exactly I'm moving for. Just don't disallow yourself that. Actually consider what I'm doing. What I'm moving for. There's nothing more in our God family. There's nothing more than our life that continues on. That's true life. But I said that every knee will bow and every tongue will confess. And then this, one of them, and I don't know if this was of their own accord. He said, don't bring that around here. And I said, and then then I moved. And I said, we're all walking dead. And I started, I don't know what you think this is, but we're all walking dead. We're all walking dead. Yeah, but we're all walking dead. And you're like, wow, there's much that could be taken from that. What are they going to make of that? Even when they have time to consider it on their own. And it's plain. I don't. And that's where I think I kind of like lost myself. It's how exactly, like, what am I doing? How am I moving then? I don't want to come against them. But I was trying to think of the moments and make a point. We're all walking dead, and I said, and you only cater to those that are fundamentally exactly the same as you, those around you, and that's spineless. He said, oh yeah, they're they're getting loud, and then you really just destroy yourself, because then you just start speaking against them and you lose all integrity, you lose all. You lack all communication, then you're just a crazy man trying to come against, people, and automatically, you're placed out. You're an outlier and you're construed as just not valid. Then you just look, automatically you're a fool. But I said, I said. I just, I don't even think that there's like logical structure to what like the relationship between the things that I was saying. Saying like I don't. Do you care what they think about you? Do they care what you think about them? But it wasn't. I don't even think it was coming out right, and I just kept on like saying like that kind of thing. Like do I care what I think about you? That exactly. This. What did I just say? Do I care? Uh, and that's where family. I lost myself. Uh, is that where I lost myself though? Because it's not that what I was saying wasn't valid. Maybe it wasn't coming out right, and maybe I think the energy wasn't right, family. I was coming too much against them. And then it's like I say that hell moves because, family, I think that I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think through how it wasn't how my movement, like the raw thing, when it's all said and done, my movement, when like each individual draws back and actually thinks about it, it's I'm not. I think that I'm not. I'm trying to think through it. I don't think that my movement made sense. I think that that last time that I moved was I was just a fool. Like, oh, poor, and really it's not. I see, family, and see for yourself that it's really about our movement. It's really about it's each individual. It is each individual. It's each individual's heart, and God sees that. Uh, but um, so what was I saying? Uh, it's what am I saying? That it's our movement. Um, I guess it's our interaction, and it's what really takes place in that. I'm just hung up on the do I care what I just kept on saying like what we care about how we care about each other, in that sense, what or not how we care about each other, but care uh, how we care about what we think about each other. And it's just I was just trying to make that connection, and just trying to remove myself from maintaining any kind of or acting like I was maintaining, like acting. Uh, what do we project? And you know, not trying to maintain. And really, that's not acting. That's pretty direct, right? I'm not trying to maintain anything. Trying to remove from them from it, because what is it? It's just disrespecting that boundary. Die free fire. I'm sorry. It's and then they a couple got there, and the thing is, all that you're trying to maintain, throw everything else away. All that you're trying to maintain is not trying to, and if you move correctly, then it does it on its own, family. Is that's your integrity. So, and through you, then it's valid. uh, Actually, like I said, you remove yourself, you fall on your own. But you just maintain that you're a vessel for the truth. You just try to maintain that. uh, you're like, okay, you're just acting. I'm I I'm not I'm not I'm not pure, family. But we should seek her, right? I just I'm seeking the correctness in everything. We have to. And let my movement speak on its own. And you're like, okay, so you're just acting. And we have to try, family. It's there's nothing deeper than the truth with us. And I disrespect society because it's a dead family. I don't disrespect the individual, but I come against one, and I stand for the other. But it might not always be perceived that I'm standing for the one. For each and every single one of those that I acted a fool in front of there. I think I'm comfortable. Really I am, because what is it that I did, family? Curse society. What does it do but uh, what's that called? Separate one's off. Include certain ones. And you're like, oh, you got a problem. That's looks like a personal issue. That you're an outlier. That you don't belong. That's it's far removed from a collective issue. The thing is, family, there's something deeper. When we remove ourselves from that, then we could be closer to another individual. Not respect that. We still move in. This is a heavily populated thing, and we move in the midst of people so we can interact with people. But when we get around people, it's what you find in society, and I strongly, I'll stand by this, is that there's a lot of projection, family. There's a lot of acting. That's what society nurtures. And you're like, okay, that seems like a lesser matter. But really it's not, because some people take that to the grave, family. There's a deeper thing to be had. I want to throw myself away, family, but I want to stand for what's true, and that's the highest thing that we can be. And I'm not saying anything of myself. I'm a disgrace on my own, family. And there's embarrassing things of me right now that I need, but I believe that God will take me from those things and rectify everything and make everything right. I believe. I know. But as it's been, I talked through this. I believe that hell moved against me tonight, but I believe that God will rectify everything. I believe that I made a fool of myself tonight. It's like I said. They started taking out their camera. I started talking to one. I said, it wasn't even coming out right. I wasn't even making sense, but it's funny. I hate this place, family. I think that God had, He places it in us to truly love. You're like, don't need our Father for that. And he does first. No love is possible outside of Him. You didn't self create. You're not self-existent. I'm sorry. All love that you have experienced is given to Him. But sorry. You hate the source of all love. I'm sorry. All love was still possible. All love that you've experienced in every little increment of your life is from Him. I'm sorry. But yeah, I stand against that firmly. I come against, and the thing is, why? Because we belong to God, family. He is good. Why would I not? I kind of get where you're coming from. No, I see the nature of this place. I see that this place is, this place is infused with hell, family. Because look, we choose that. It's been that from the beginning. Satan chose himself. He was, he was who he was. And Satan chose himself, and then what was God supposed to do? Well, that didn't happen. No, we modified our line, and we introduced something that could be a reality, so therefore it is a reality. And we pass through it, and there will be separation. It's perfect. But talking about love, I think that I struggle, family. And there's things of me that, like Satan is the accuser. And he's the one that comes against us. And as much as you think that God is against, he's not against a single one of us. Not against a single one of there's broken things, and there's 1,000 things that are connected to that broken thing. And you're like, that's easy to say. And that's the reality of things, though, family. There's different things that are necessitated. There's different things that are purposed. But in the end, even the broken thing, God is closer to the broken thing than any. and none can take any out of his hands. And there, those broken things are special to him, family. I promise you that. And those broken things, nothing can take out of his hands. And those broken things, he's going to hold forever. But as much as you hate love, the source of all love, because when it comes down to it, family, that's what it is. When somebody's, staked against him, there are people that are hurt. But there's, that's, there is a place there. And, there's, but it's still there for that person. It is still, that's a little bit of a, different thing, because they have, a couple extra, steps, but at the same time, with their life, with their setup, a person that has had things, people in their life that have done things in his name. Of course, they have nothing to do with him, but they do, they do have a little bit of a different setup, but it's still not removed from them. I'm talking to the ones that get what things are and they just hate God. But I was talking about love, family, and as separate from the ones that have been hurt, because I try to understand things, and I'm not dishonest with myself, and I see who he is, family. I see, and it's here. It's here to discern what things are. Our God is good. But you know what, family? Maybe I should learn from tonight. I'm a fool. I went out and it's already a confused night. I was gonna go out and do a certain thing, and it's funny because I see hell. I see the worms moving against me. That's what that was. Not talking about a single one of those young ones. I'm talking about what's inside of them that is trying to take them. Because I gotta believe, family. I gotta believe that something moved in one of them to move the body of them back over there for our interaction to be incorrect. Because that closing the first time, it's the takeaway from the first time, family, was just, curse society. Bless us, but curse society. Because society doesn't give a damn. It's not even a real thing. It's this construct where we, project this way, and it goes back and forth like a million times and onto itself, and it just creates something that's not of us and not beneficial to us. But, as a fool tonight, I'll learn. They might even circulate some videos, and it'll probably be good. But the thing is, family, it's not going to stop me. It's this really, when I draw back and see what things are, it's a small thing. I didn't move dishonestly. I didn't come against those brothers and sisters. I was coming against the thing. Like I said, that'll consume them. Just a false thing that comes in between them. Now, what did I say? Like the plain summation. What were the things that I said? I said, I laugh. And that's laughing at society's mocking. I don't respect. I can't. It's nothing of me, but we shouldn't. It's not. It's that's what'll kill us. Serving a lifeless thing. Is that. It separates us from our minds and our hearts, family. But and I was just doing it for their sake. I was doing it for their sake, family. And trying to, and maybe an expanded, an equation, an expanded equation, maybe, like I sit down, okay, he doesn't give a damn about, society's little thing, and he's really just, remove me again. Okay, but really it's just one trying to one, it's an instance of voice for the truth that's uh, it's pursuing honesty with the thing. Pursuing being an honest, uh, voice for the truth. There's no gain with me, family. There's, we gotta pursue that as much as we can, and I'm not, I'm half hypocrite with that. But we should try to, what's more? I mean, to preserve the thing, family. Uh, because there's nothing more to an individual to preserve the thing. But then what else? What else did I say? We're walking dead. A brother said, don't bring that around me. And I said we're walking dead. Yeah, but don't bring that around me. But I said that I quoted scripture. Every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Don't bring that around us. Yeah, but we're all walking the dead. We're all walking dead. We're all going to go in the dirt. I don't know what you think this is. So what am I doing but approaching you, but trying to seek your well-being in the realest way. And it's not about me, but just realize what's actually taking place here. What things actually are. And then what I say? I don't care what we care about each other, what we care, what we think about each other. Don't care what we think about each other. Do they care what they think about? It's one thinks about, just speaking against that. What's our evaluation? Evaluation of another based on what's not substantial. And the thing is, family, there's discrediting. There's even, we could go on and try to make something of this. If there is, even if there is discrediting of me, the thing is, I can go away. I can be dead. Good. The thing is, like I said, we fall on our own. If we choose that, we fall on our own. And but at the end of the day, it's reasoning with reasoning about what is, reasoning what is, and just calling what is, and standing for that, and there being the presence of the truth, for the truth, and thus the presence of the truth, through us, family, and in light of things that have no place. They're kids. They're just, and that's why maybe I'm a damn fool for, but at the same time, I can't believe that every step that I had tonight was, they're kids, and they're just having fun. But at the same time, where's this place going? What's this place doing? It's it's like some person that's removed a generation would say something like that, right? Like, where's this place going? Yeah, there's something deeper though, family, because I've been to where I've when I've catered to another person's evaluation of me. And there's something so much more deep, family. And I'm not saying that I'm full pure, not even close to being I seek purity in that, because there's something. What more is there to be had between us, family? I don't know. It's I'm gonna keep moving, family. I try to perceive the true nature of even my own movement, and seek him, pursue him. There can be a truth. See for yourself. Don't take my word for it. I speak what I know, otherwise I cease to speak. But Don't take my word for it. Look at everything. But Jesus Christ walked this earth. He died. He was risen. Family, I know that I've seen this place move. Family, I know Jesus. I've seen this place move. Why would God communicate his existence to me if it's if it's not? And the thing is, family, I've looked at everything else, and I've thought, I think, and as and as far as I'm allotted, you know, I'm not the sharpest person, but you know I you know I'm I still seek what is family, and I seek it for everything, and we got to fight while we're here for everything, every little side of that, everything that's that's substantial, everything that's connected to the truth, the very core of us, that's connected to God. You look at, and there's nothing else but salvation in this life, family. And he had to come as he did. I don't care what's of my of society's evaluation of me. I can't, and I stand against that, and I shun that. I reject that strongly. But at the same time, what actually is, my true my form as it is, irrespective of, and not modified by what is only subjective. That does matter, family. If we move for primary good, that is God, and then all what I call, it's like far removed and it's very secondary, but all good that's contained in that. Because when somebody has God, they'll be okay. But then it's all good in that. And family, I've done a lot of wrong, and I'm doing some things that I'm failing in some respects, family, and I'm not following him like I should. But like I said, family, I follow my own. But I speak so people can consider. We're all same created. That's what I tried to yell at them when for you, Father, die for you, Father. That's what I tried to yell at them when I passed them at the gas station. I put down my window as I was passing the gas station, and I was on the outside of it, outside of the parking lot, and outside of the pumps, and I said, I'm a damn dog, and he loves me. And then they were all yelling. you know, they were gonna negate, you know, just this completely debased anything I was gonna say. They didn't have ears for what I was gonna say, and that's collective. And that's how the collective makes a mess of us, family, because it has no good intent. It's not a real thing. Like I said, where does it begin and where does it end? But then I just picked one out, one brother out. He was kind of looking at me, and then I just said a few things to him. And like I said, I was on the road already. I was already on the street, so I don't know how stopped I was. But I said, he sees you, and you will decide what you want. He sees you, and you will decide what you want. And the thing is, I think they may, if they wanted to hear that. But then there's many brothers and sisters that just won't. They'll have full sensation of what things are, and they just won't want anything to do with God. And they'll go along with the society. 100 years and we're gone, family. What I said, none of what I said was invalid. 100 years and we're done. God, he saw he is family. I believe, uh, that he's all powerful, and I think that, and I believe that, I know that he's perfectly good too. And you see things that, you say, uh, um, indicate otherwise, and I say that, that one thing modifies another, and one thing necessitates another. And I say that's why we pass through this place. There's the expanded, equation that, details everything that, has to be. But, it's, I don't know, family. We keep moving, and, you're like, you say, little movement, futile movement, and I say, I'm gonna try to interact with everything that's in front of me, and I'm gonna keep moving, and trying to influence, to people to what I know, and it behooves me to for none of my gain, and so I'm not, like I said, I'm not, pure like I should be, and I'm half hypocrite, but, I'm gonna fight. I will say that, family. There's nothing more. I don't care I don't care what people say. Made that plain tonight, but I think I went, in the wrong direction. I think I saw Hell's Movement tonight, and you're like, oh, that's wrong to say that of, kids. But the thing is, family, uh, we're beings that can accept things into us, and it's not that God can't save us from them. But like I said earlier, like 50-50. That's just not to sound, yeah. I mean, it's. I think it's pretty fair to say that things moved things tonight. I was at one place, for a certain amount of time, things moved in. And I'm not talking about, the young brothers and sisters that were there. I'm just talking about things moved. Things moved. I moved, to a place, then something within that, little place, that drunk brother, he moved, and then things moved again. And you're like, wow, you're way lost. No, no, family, it's for yours to accept or not. You can close your eyes if you want to. And spiritual realm is real. Good and evil are real. Our Father's real. Our salvation's real.